Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Kim Moritz, and I am a consultant with State Support Team 6, which is in the west central part of Ohio. We are based in Wapakoneta, Ohio, if you've ever heard of that. Welcome to Career Planning for Graduation and Beyond. It is February 21st, and we are in the morning session. We are excited to share with you our very first session is communicable disease awareness, online professional development, and this is aligned into the education career field. And with us today, we have Sara Neff, and Sara is the Director of Operations at AIR Training Solutions. So I'm going to turn the show over to Sara. So let me go ahead and stop sharing, and you can take over, Sara.
All right.
There we go.
All right. So today I have been asked to come in and talk about the communicable disease training during this session. A little bit about me first. My name is Sara Neff. I'm the Director of Operations at AIR Training Solutions. We offer online professional development. So today we're talking about communicable disease during this session, but we have lots of different offerings. We have been doing online professional development since 2010. All of our courses are interactive. They have, different knowledge checks. So you don't feel like you're just sitting there watching a slideshow over and over again. You're interacting with it. You're doing different knowledge checks, different interactivity pieces that just make sure that you're understanding what we're trying to teach. AIR is also accredited by IACET. So all of our courses also offer CEUs. So in future for licensing and different types of things you might need CEUs for, our courses do qualify for that. And the way a CEU works, for every 10 clock hours of training you take, you earn 1 CEU. So if a course is 6 hours, you would earn 0.6 CEUs. So just a little bit about AIR. Some benefits to what we offer. Our courses are made available right after purchasing. So you go on the website, you purchase a course, and you have access into our learning management system right away. You don't have to wait for any time period. Our learning management system does allow users to start and stop whenever they need. So you might have, chunks of time where you can take courses, you can, log in, get a little bit done, and then circle back to it at another time. In the LMS, our certificates are made available immediately. So right after you've completed a course, your certificate will be there. This helps a lot of people if they are kind of on a time crunch and they, need training, or they forgot they needed the training. You can get in there, you can take your training, even if it's 2 in the morning, and you can get your certificate right away. So that's another benefit to what we do. In Ohio, we also interact with the OPR. So the Ohio Child Care Resource and Referral Agency has a system called the Ohio Professional Registry. So if you are licensed under the ODE or the ODJFS, they look for your credentials within that OPR. Our system talks to their system. So if you complete a course, we go on our end and we verify that for you. So there's no uploading certificates or not getting things verified. We automatically do that for every learner. So specifically about the communicable disease training. So this course is helpful to just give you any information that can help in your learning environment to prevent and control the spread of diseases. As educators, you walk in and you have, all these children that you maybe have never seen before, and you might see something that you're just a little concerned about. That is what this training's for. So different common communicable diseases such as just the flu, chickenpox, it talks about hand, foot, mouth, all of those different things that you might encounter in your teaching environment. So it talks about identifying that, but then also the course of action if you do see that. Our course does have lots of pictures. So if you're more of a visual learner and you would like to kind of see different examples of these, it also has those in there. This course does follow the ODJFS curriculum on common childhood illnesses. That curriculum is also approved by Ohio Department of Education. Communicable disease is taught in 2 courses, an initial course and a refresher course. So the initial course is a 6-hour course. The refresher course is a 3-hour course that kind of circles back to everything that you learned in that first course, but just kind of maybe need a refresher on. So programs that are licensed by ODJFS and ODE have to have their staff trained in communicable diseases. So this can be day camps and home aides, family childcare, center childcare, preschools that are within the school systems. All of those individuals need their communicable disease training. So as far as cost, our initial course is $44.95. The refresher is $29.95. This initial course is good for 3 years. And then when you need the refresher, you can just, take the $29.95 option. We do have lots of sales through the years. We do flash sales and different things like that. So you can always be added in to our email list. And then those sales can come through to each individual person. Communicable disease is closed captioned for both the initial and the refresher. So this could help, if there's someone with hearing impairment, that helps. But also a lot of times we're taking these courses in maybe an environment where it's loud or anything like that. That also can help with that as well. If you are sitting in a group of people and maybe you don't want to have your volume all the way up, we also offer closed captions so that you can follow along visually. Each certification is good for 3 years. So as I said, the initial training is going to give very in-depth information about all the different communicable diseases you may encounter in your teaching environment. The refresher just kind of goes back through and touches on each of those. This is also good because there are many changes that happen, such as COVID, that have to be added into those trainings. So when you take a refresher, you may learn some new things that was not in the initial training. So it's good to always get a refresher. And if there's any updated information that needs to be included, that also gets added in periodically. These are just some reviews from learners that have taken the courses. Easy to navigate. The closed caption was convenient. The testing was informative, and we really do try. There is a final exam after each course, and we think this is really important because if you go through that and you're, maybe like, wait, I don't remember that or anything like that, you can go back into that course at any time and look through and refresh yourself. So that's another benefit to the training, having that final exam. Another thing is our LMS holds certificates for the lifetime. So if you take a course and you get certified and maybe you switch jobs or you just lost your certificate, you can always log back in and get your certificate again and get access to that material. So there's no concern of, you print it out and maybe you give it to an admin or give it to someone and then you don't have it anymore and you think you have to retake it. Our LMS holds everything for a lifetime. With the course, there are a few resources that we have attached to it. One is the one-page chart that is available, and it has a list of common communicable diseases, details for each regarding symptoms, how they're transmitted, and then also the required action. And this also goes off of the ODJFS and ODE guidelines. So if you are, you know, in a hurry and you identify something, you have access to that material to know, okay, what are my immediate next steps? In addition to that, there is a packet that has a detailed page for each communicable disease with more information on it. So that could be your secondary resource. If you think you've identified something, then you can move on to that larger packet and kind of go through and see what might be going on. And that's all I have for communicable disease. So if there are any questions, I am happy to help.
I do want to share with the group too, this is worth one industry recognized credential. So remember, the goal is for students earning that that competency alternative is to earn 12, but you can add several credentials together. So this would be one of those that you could do that with. So
I'm wondering, are there any supports in place for English language learners?
Yes, so we do offer a variety of courses in Spanish. This one we do not have in Spanish yet, just because it's a large course and it's going to take some time. We are working on that, but we do have a resource through customer service that has Spanish speaking help. So if we have someone that is not fluent in English, we do have out resource that we can utilize.
yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions from the group?
So I kind of have another question. If a school were to teach this content, like, could they play the videos, like the teacher play the video for the whole class, stop it, provide some extra support, or would that not be allowed? Can the student only be logged into the account and watch it on their own?
Great question. We do lots of group sessions. So we have this scenario a lot. We have paperwork that they fill out and everyone signs so that we can verify that everyone was in attendance. But yes, a teacher can absolutely play through these courses through their own account to a group. And we actually have quite a few that do that because they might only have an hour or two of time. And so they'll play, you know, for students, an hour or two, take a break and go back. So yes, everyone does have to have their own account with us just so we can put certificates in, but they can absolutely do a group session in that format.
That was a good question, Lisa, because if we're trying to think of how we can incorporate these credentials into typical high school routine, what that would look like. So good thinking. Any other questions from the group? Okay, let me go ahead and then share my screen. I've just got a couple things to wrap up with, and we may give you an opportunity. Well, this will give you an opportunity to get back into maybe another session if you want to check into that. But I just want to confirm that you can see my slide, my screen, and then it's showing a little QR code. So this is contact information for the resources from the Google site. And Sarah, if you'd be willing to send your presentation, then I can make sure we get that uploaded. Okay. Even if it's a PDF version, that would be great. So we could share so others can check that out. This recording will be posted on there, and Melissa asked that you could just give us a little bit of a grace period to be able to get that on there. And then the last slide here is just so for some feedback and a certificate if you're interested in either one of those from the participation today. Lisa?
Sarah, can I ask one more question?
Yes.
This just kind of came to me. Do you have like an age requirement? Does a student have to be 16 or 18 to take your course?
No. So we actually do a lot of this with a local JBS, and they go from freshmen up to seniors. So yeah, no, we don't have any age requirement. It can be done with any group that is interested.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you all so much. Any questions, please let us know. You have our contact information, and Sarah's email is linked on the Google site as well. Her name is hyperlinked, Sarah. So hopefully you get some emails. Sarah's going to be back with us at 10 for another session within the education and training session. So thank you guys so much for attending.